Hello everybody, my name is FoxLife64. Today we are going to be doing a new thing called Director's Commentary, where I watch through some of my old videos, or just videos, and give insights into the editing and stuff. This is completely unscripted, so I will be rambling all the time. Today we're going to be watching Splatoon 3's Forgotten Mode, as you can tell by the title, and this is not a replacement for the video. This is just some like a bonus feature. So if you haven't watched the original, I highly recommend that you do. It's fun. I made it. Teehee. So let's begin by first picking apart this first clip. This is taken from my Splatoon 3 clip video that I made, the 100 hours, and here are the clips or whatever. Because I don't have the original clips of me playing Splatoon 3 anymore. It's because I've gotten like 2 more Switches. I've gotten the Splatoon 3 Switch, and the Switch 2 since Splatoon 3 came out, so yeah, those clips are long gone by now.
Splatoon 3 is jam-packed with stuff to do. You can wander around the hub.
This was recorded during a Splatfest that I can't remember, so sorry about that part.
Average squidding teen playing paint games. With all weapons like rollers and bows, everything is just worth a shot. Or flick. Or washing, or throwing.
So the acute of you should know that this video came out in 2026, but right here it's listed as 2024, the death of the curling bomb. And that's because when I first made like the very beginning of the intro, it was 2024, and I just never bothered updating it because number one, I forgot about it, and number two, I thought it was kind of funny during my final review to just keep it as 2024. So rest in peace, curling bomb. He's been dead for 2 years.
There's also 5 different modes to play with challenges sprinkled in.
Challenges were never fully utilized, and it still makes me mad.
Eco-terrorism. I mean, hunt down the little sucker.
So this took way too many takes for the small fry amiibo to turn towards me. The way I did it was I tied some fishing wire around the base near the power egg, and I would pull it so that way it would turn around and face me. But the problem was that it would never turn around in the way I wanted it to, and it wouldn't face the camera. So I kept doing it over and over again, and eventually I finally ended up with a take where he would face the camera, and I was happy about it. The way I ended up doing it finally was I was able to kind of run the fishing wire through my keyboard, which you can kind of see here if you look closely. And eventually it kind of set it up to where he would turn around and face me. Bonus fun fact, every segment I've recorded using that's like in real life has been on my phone because I don't own a proper camera. Those are expensive. So yeah, there you go.
Take all their precious eggs and get paid.
That's just a CapCut template that I found.
Don't want to do all of that or don't have online? Then why did you buy the game? Anyway, you can't.
That was my cat, Lilo.
Man, discover a massive conspiracy behind it.
Now, everything from, or at least the beginning part of this Hero Mode footage is actually from my stream I did of Hero Mode, and you can tell that's the case because up here you have Small Fry and a chicken, because that's just what we did during the stream. I can't remember why, but yeah, it's a telltale sign of that.
A major company and save the world as you know it from destruction. Just pissed all over that bear.
It's also a telltale sign.
Do all this while going through.
However, these were not filmed during the stream, and you can tell because they don't have the chicken. So this, the money is from the Game of Life that I just had, and then this bucket with a bunch of Pikmin in it is a gift that my aunt gave me for Christmas. So shout out to my aunt. Everybody say thank you, aunt.
Flying around, you should probably buy online.
Broken fish alert.
So this is in reference to a meme that I recreated completely. It's just this guy impersonating a tornado siren. That's cool. And then, you know, I put my hat there, and then I added the text. You know, what of it.
Broken.
Or you can go to the Tower of Order and save the world yet again by going through a Splatoon.
That was just a screen recording of me on IBIS Paint X. Hashtag represent.
Roguelike and creating crazy abominations of weapons while fighting through onslaughts of enemies.
So, the Oppenheimer clip, I am severely disappointed in myself with, because I didn't have the part of him saying, I am become death. I just went straight to him straight to him with the inkling sound. And at first I thought, Oppenheimer had come out recently. Or not recently, but it was still popular enough to where I thought people would get the reference. But when I kept reviewing the footage, I was like, man, I really wish I had included the longer clip where he would actually say something and then it was the inkling sound. But the thing is, the video was too far put together to where if I were to go back and change it, it would mess up everything else ahead of it. So it just stayed in like that.
That all sounds fun, right? That's great to hear, I guess, even though I can't hear you, Carl.
I want to start doing a thing where I would just say a random name in my videos and hopefully catch someone off guard. Carl was the first thing that I landed on for some reason. I think I had a Jimmy Neutron playing in the background at the time I was writing the script. And originally this had the whip crack sound effect from Johnny Test, but I removed it because it was just too weird.
However, there is something else you can do.
Forgot to mute the background audio in that clip.
In the corner of the hub. Yes, every hub I checked. Hey, editor me here. I completely forgot about the Grand Festival grounds. This one doesn't have a dojo anywhere. I bring up hubs again later, but just keep this part in mind. If that cut sounds weird, it's because there was more to it. I kind of over-explained it, and at this point I was still trying to keep TableTurf a mystery. I'm doing air quotes for the mystery part. So I ended up cutting out, I think it was a bit of me saying, so you couldn't play TableTurf at all during the final Splatfest. So, and it just flowed better if I removed that part anyway. Back to it. Despite even being highlighted in the direct, getting regular updates playing an important role when new kits are showcased. Hey, editor again. No, they were not.
And I think the confusion of me thinking the cards played a role with the new kit came from the fact that when new trailers would come out for the new seasons, people would look at the ink tank and the lines that they had to guess what sub it was, and that is completely unrelated to the cards. And in my head, they just compounded together when I was writing the script, and I just never bothered changing it through the entire production of this video. That's an L on my part.
Even having its own online playlist, this mode gets forgotten about quite often. I'm of course talking about TableTurf, Splatoon 3's very own Forgotten Land.
I was gonna swear after that originally.
Anyway, I actually found this mode really fun when the game first launched and played it a ton, but after the second season, I kinda stopped playing, and I rarely hear anyone ever talk.
One of my friends' names is Andreas, and this is another, I'm gonna throw a name in there. He thought the part where it was said he was like a bloodied corpse was funny, and I never gave him context until the video came out.
About it. Honestly, it's kind of a shame. I got a lot of fond memories of it.
Andreas has appeared in previous videos. He was the guy who had dyslexia when we were playing Splat Zones, and I think the Tri-Strigger video. Just FYI.
You know what? Let's talk about this mode. Give it some limelight, and maybe encourage some of you to try it out. Prior to Splatoon 3's
one thing
release, we had
I have
no idea what
no reason, I don't know why I never did it, but I forgot to put in the music indicator at the bottom right here. It's Candy Mountain from Kirby Superstar.
Was no signs of it. In
yes,
any
this is the Bush 911
material
footage.
until the Splatoon 3 Direct.
And the other guy's hat is supposed to be my Inkling from Splatoon 2.
Held on the 10th of August 2022. There it was detailed in all of its weirdly fun-looking glory. I was, for some reason, more confused than excited.
TableTurf battle!
I'll take it. It's a
Lay
new
out your
mode.
cards.
What is this? You're not gonna give us a new ranked mode, but you're gonna give us a new little battle mode.
I still stand by that opinion. TableTurf is great, and I do love it. I think it's a nice little bonus, but the fact that we still didn't get a new ranked mode in Splatoon 3 still aggravates me. And challenges were not able to fill that void.
We were given the basic outline of the mode and its surrounding environment. It was described as a Turf War spinoff, and oh, the game's out now. Oddly enough, it featured no online mode, even though you could battle other players with their decks. They would simply just be a CPU. I just did terribly in that part.
February 23rd of 2023, it was confirmed online TableTurf.
I still don't know how it was confirmed. I've still looked, and yeah.
And that's all she wrote. Typically, when writing these videos, I write about what I personally know, then cross-check with online resources like Inkopedia.
Inkopedia, my
there are
goat.
exactly 3 sentences on there, and I couldn't really find anything else relating to the history of the mode. I recall maybe hearing something about the TableTurf data mines, but they
It
just
was
boiled down
only
to online and new cards.
Online.
So,
No
I
new
guess
cards
we'll
were
move on to
ever
the mode
mentioned.
itself now.
I like Earthbound, can you tell?
Alright, so imagine Turf Wars, but you have cards,
Dead
and
fish.
it's just you and one other person. The game takes place on a grid with there being 15 different grids to choose from. They're all grid-based but have different layouts and sometimes gimmicks. A grid is a grid, they tried their best. All the stages have an average...
Okay, so I just realized this, and I want to point it out. I hear a chain jingling when I'm talking in a little bit of that part, and that's because I think at the time I had my cat in the room, and she was playing with one of the chains that I had hanging off of my bed at the time. So, there you go.
Total of 234 ink spaces, with only one stage having 100 since it wants to be different. The objective of the game is quite simple. Each player chooses a deck of 15 cards of their creation and can view 4 of them at a time during the game. The players have to cover more turf than the other using their cards over a course of 12 turns. There's a card for every weapon, sub-weapon, special weapon, character, octo enemies, salmons, idols, brands, some stuff, and some additional cards.
Okay, the tower control soundbite. You might be wondering, oh, why does it sound like that? That's just footage taken directly from the September 11th attacks. Probably insensitive. I'm not gonna argue about that part. But yeah, just fact, I guess. I don't know why I called attention to that. I mean, let's continue.
Cards like Deep Cut getting 2. What? You're supposed to obey me.
Big thank you to Lilac Tie 9 for making this art for me, by the way.
In total, there are 266 cards to nab. Each card has a different pattern of ink spaces that can be laid out on the grid. These patterns all feature different shapes, placement of empty spaces, and special ink spots. The number of spaces that the card will ink is displayed on the card itself in the bottom left corner. This number is actually quite important as it is technically your card's level, so keep that in mind. During each turn, players pick
I love
a card
that drawing
and
of
place
me.
the pattern it has
Just
down
the
on
sad
board.
crying on the
The
floor.
fun part about this is that the both of you are placing down your cards at the same time, but you can't see where your opponent will place theirs. So it is in fact possible for you and your opponent's cards to overlap. So what happens then? Well, it's all up to how many spaces your card will ink, which can easily be seen at the bottom left. Like I told you to keep in mind,
test.
there will be a quick...
So, this scene is fun to me. I don't know why, I really liked putting this together. Bulbman for Pikmin, you gotta love him. Here's the cool S that like everybody did in school. Filler. Kilroy was here, you gotta love Kilroy. Toon Link face, because I like Toon Link. This is Gristlespit Jen, she's a character I created. She appears in videos as a gag. She's like everywhere in anything that I do. Just fun filler, and then in the background you hear no pomegranates from that really famous video of the teacher going, "No more pomegranates!"
Quiz. Whoever's card has a lower number will ink over the contested space. But if your cards are the same level, the overlap spaces will simply be voided. The different looking squares get priority unless they overlap another one.
So, for this specific piece of footage of them overlapping each other, I had literally gotten that the day of release of this video, and that's because I did not realize I didn't talk about the whole overlapping spaces thing that is mentioned in this editor note until I was literally watching this video before it got published. And I was like, oh my god, I need to include this, because otherwise it doesn't really... I'm leaving out information that should probably be there.
By now, you've probably noticed the different looking squares that are dotted around the ink space. These things are called special spaces, and give you points that will let you unleash a special attack. The only way to claim these spaces as points is to completely surround it with ink. It can be yours or the other players. So what exactly is the importance of these?
I need to be more
Well,
consistent
obviously
with
for a
my
special
audio
attack.
background.
During
Audio
any
in the
point
background,
game, you can
like
activate special
background
mode.
footage.
There's probably a better way to say that.
I said special mode, and as I'm like literally going through and there's a better way to say that, it was just going to be left at that, but as I was editing
I was like, oh, would it be funny to call attention to, Timmy from South Park? Because I like Timmy from South Park. This is from that was from his first appearance, by the way.
Place a card wherever you want. Of course, as long as your points are equal to the amount the card requires. Every single card has a specific set of special points listed at the bottom of the card. This special attack will cover everything, just as long as it's connected to a special space. If you run into a situation where you have no space to place any of your cards,
white male images are like one of my favorite images ever.
That should just about cover everything you need to know about playing the mode.
So, I don't know why I kept this in and didn't fix it, but the original image of this tool shed is low resolution. So as a result, when it is brought up to 1080p or 4K, that's what I rendered this video in, it looks like this. It looks like shit, and I hate it, and I really wish I would have fixed it, but I just didn't. I don't know why.
I guess we can move on to the next section, which would be,
So everything beyond this point is actually a part of two separate video projects. The first half of the thing that we just watched was something that I had created on an older phone. And what ended up happening was this older phone ended up shattering, basically. I was in a Walmart, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but my phone ended up falling, and it fell, like, screen first onto the floor. And I picked it up, and it was covered in cracks and stuff. And it was like, oh man, this really sucks, but it was still usable. I was just like cutting up my finger when I would do anything on my phone. That's a joke. They weren't that bad. But I continued to use this cracked phone for a while, and I kept editing this video. And then one day, randomly, my phone's SIM card decided it didn't want to be read anymore. Like, the phone itself could no longer read my SIM card. So I ended up having to get a replacement. And because the video editor that I use, InShot, does not carry over project files, I had to render this first part completely, so that way I would have that video, and I would put it into the editor again when I got my new phone, and edit from there, and that's what I ended up having to do. And I don't think it resulted in any detriments, besides it made it kind of harder to go back and edit anything that I wanted to. There might be a slight quality difference, nothing that I can explicitly tell, but there you go, it's a fun fact for you.
everything surrounding... Oh, you already got it. So you know how Turf War and Salmon Run are everywhere in the game? Turf War is like watching the homeless fight in my neighborhood.
I love this gif a lot. It comes from this guy just fighting some other dude on a Discord screen share, and I have no idea what the context behind it is. I just had it, and I was like, this is actually perfect for what I wanted to use.
AKA, a big deal.
Shoot, okay, that's me, in the background, and I'm sure you could get a better clip of him. It's, my Inkling from Splatoon 2, and then this is what I use whenever I play Range Blaster, because it has Intensify Action. She's not doing a striking pose because she's wearing that mask. So.
Ranked battles are also highly represented in society.
When I put this together, I ended up deleting my locker layout, and I was really upset about it, and I had to remake it from scratch. And I really wish there was an option when you are editing your locker to just back out and not have it save.
Just not as much as Turf Wars. It's like throwing change in the middle of some homeless fights.
I also love this video. It's a dude fighting a dude in like another guy in a bear costume, and there's another part where he ends up losing his flip-flops and he has to put them back on, and the bear just does not capitalize on that. I think I actually use it in a transition for either the reflex video or the tri-stringer video. You know, you can go back. I'm not going to verify that because that's dumb. Why would I do that?
Salmon Run, and by proxy Grisco Industries, is highly represented, especially in Splatoon 3.
This is actually the advertisements they place in the plaza, pulled directly from the files.
I mean, they got a helicopter.
This footage you can also find linked directly on Wikipedia itself. So I didn't just grab it from Twitter, it was actually something Wikipedia listed, and I thought it was funny to include.
And sponsor the news, and I mean, everyone works the shifts there. So obviously TableTurf is a popular game played by the youth, right? Nope. In total, there are at least 3 NPCs on every map, and maybe
So somehow I never noticed until I actually finished exporting the completed video with all the editor notes and stuff, is that in this section of the plaza, I was still moving the camera around. And yeah, it's just dumb looking. To me, at least. I'm sure this was nothing to the people watching this video. I also don't know what "do the pen" means.
Real people. Only bots, which is just kind of weird. Speaking of which, every hub world has at least one dinky table station that lets you play TableTurf, run by...
So yeah, I had to end up listing that the proper name was the TableTurf Battle Dojo because I forgot to put that in the script. Whoops.
By our favorite fish, Marigold, or staff. Typically, it's the spot where you will find your 3 brain-dead friends you can fight using your cards, but I think...
So, okay, we're just gonna rewind. We'll get there. I actually want to cover everything here anyway. Obviously this is not listed on the Wikipedia page. I actually made this screenshot at work because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
Typically, it's the spot where you will find your 3 brain-dead friends you can fight using your...
Okay, here we go. This is also real life. I own all of these amiibo. This was in the middle of me collecting all the Splatoon amiibo. I mentioned in one of my April Fool's videos. And I just had a deck of cards in my hand. Or I had a deck of cards on hand, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? I'm just gonna knock, like, the rare ones down, because it's funny. And you can kind of see right here some like a game thing, and this is actually the Pokemon Legends ZA booklet they give you, the type guide, because I'm very bad at memorizing the Pokemon types.
Cards, but I think that...
And then this took forever this part. I was gonna include something here, and it took forever for me to actually decide what I wanted to use. I made a community post of me just posting a random drawing of an Inkling, and I was gonna originally use that, and then my avatar, like, beating him with a card, but I am not that good at drawing, so I couldn't exactly get the perspectives right, and I just decided to do this, along with the real footage of me hitting those amiibo with the cards. And I ended up settling on this. Richard Nixon standout, and then just evil guy. Another fun thing to note that I just realized I didn't mention was that the amiibo I hit were the alternate colors of the Splatoon 1 amiibo. Yeah, I paid a pretty penny for them. Don't at me.
That's a hate crime. You can talk to staff, and it will let you know you can, in fact, play TableTurf. Then you get to choose your opponents. You fight pretty much everyone, from a babies too? Shopkeepers, breadcrumbs, terrorist, and staff. All the characters have nice little flavor text and 3 different levels to
I think
challenge them on.
when I mentioned the babies
also
twice,
each
I
have
was
different play
originally
styles.
going to use the
The
clone
ones
jelly
that
that you get at like level 50, but
once you beat them
I
3
could
times,
never
they'll
make
be
it
so
to
impressed with you, they'll give you a
to
card
level
feed,
50 in
typically
time
themed
when
around
this game came out.
Narcissistic squids.
Video. Also, I say in this section, Atched, I don't know how to say it properly, is a narcissistic squid, and this is just blatantly incorrect. They are an Octarian, not an Inkling, not a squid. Octopus. That's my bad. Actually, I know why. It's because I wasn't dedicated enough to beat any other rival on level 3 30 times besides them.
Great time to touch on those, actually. Card sleeves are little cool designs you can put on every deck you create. As previously mentioned, they have one based on all the
Wikipedia, my
characters
goat,
you can battle on
again.
TableTurf. One from Krusty Sheen from doing his journeys, and some you get when ranking up. Oh yeah, this mode has its own ranking. It goes up 50 levels with a bonus 900...
So this is actually just an edited, one of those Minecraft, like, pro versus new versus god thumbnails, as you can tell by the very poor cutting jobs that I did. This is a photo from a friend of mine. He calls this guy his son. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, and I'm very sorry about that. And I was just like, hey, do you have like an image I can use for this? And he just sent me that picture, so I used it. Splat Tim, of course, and then this is the from the concept art of Octo Expansion with the phone, and it's this image for some reason lives rent free in my head because it's like it's crazy that they consider this for a Splatoon game.
in 99 level cap, and it can be kind of a slog, not gonna lie.
It is a slog.
Most of the levels unlock more stuff for you to do within TableTurf, such as more characters and stages or some card sleeves. At level 30, you unlock an exclusive victory.
So I actually never noticed in the equipped screen that all of these background objects move until I was making this video and I sped up the footage and I saw them moving very rapidly. That's something I just never noticed before, and I don't know why. I think I'm just dumb.
Emote, and this was my biggest motivator for playing. I will not lie. I think it's neat. The other rewards you can get from ranks.
The playtime is over image comes from a random high school Instagram account that came onto my page for some reason, and it's their principal. And I think it's just a really, really funny image because of the way his smile is, and then the fact that underneath it says playtime is over.
To be used outside of TableTurf are 3 banners, some cool badges, and a pack of cards. After you reach level 50, every 5th level gets you card bits. More on that later. And every 100th rank, you get a pack of cards, which I feel like is the most common reward for anything in this game.
These are 2 of my dogs that I have up here. This is Zoe. She is an Australian Shepherd Blue Heeler mix. She's the best thing ever. And then this is a Yorkie we have. His name is Riggs. It is perfectly fine for dogs to eat raw egg. I looked it up. I would not do this if it was not safe for them. I didn't let them eat the entire thing, but they ate a little bit of it. Even the shell is good for them. So, no dogs were harmed, and I made sure of it. I would never do that, because I'm not a bad person. And this whole egg joke, like throwing an egg onto a piece of paper that's usually based on a game, is actually a joke that I've wanted to do since I was making Splatoon 2 videos, and I just never went through with it because I don't have a printer at home. And I think one of the videos it was supposed to appear in originally was the Salty Splatoon 2 that I never released. It's on the second channel, which is this channel. So, and it was never included in it, so it doesn't exist. But I'm very glad that I was finally able to do this egg joke, and who knows, I might do it again in the future when it's funny.
On our final note, we shall touch upon these
Card packs.
I just said cards again when that is just not true. So when I was editing, I was just like, I'm just gonna re-record this as where I say card packs, and I thought it'd be funny if I just made it like if I put my mouth right up to the speaker and said that.
I promise they are really interesting and do not just give you some cards. They actually come in 2 different varieties.
This piece of footage was like a nightmare for me to get. So I edit on InShot, which is a mobile editor. Yes, this entire video is edited on a phone. And InShot does not support the ability to stretch an image. It's all uniform scaling. And I like asked all of my friends, like, hey, do you guys know how to do this or this or whatever? And they were like, no, sorry. So I was like, okay, you know what? Screw it. So I got onto my PC. I have a PC. And I opened up my video editor on there. Why do I not edit videos on a PC? I don't know. I really don't know. I just always edit on my phone. It's a weird thing. And I opened up DaVinci Resolve and I just made this video and I exported it. But I exported it in 30 frames per second, and when I put it in the video, it was like weird and there were lines all over the place. And that was because I realized DaVinci Resolve's default FPS is 24 frames, and that's because it's a movie editor. It's supposed to be made for movies. DaVinci is a movie equipment company, and their editor is free because they sell cameras and stuff. And you know, it's a pretty good editor, and I use it for my professional editing that I do. And of course, it has a lot more features than a phone editor. So I had to re-export it 24 frames, and then it worked perfectly fine in InShot. So yeah, there you go. The background is also just the video on Wikipedia for mitosis, in case you really wanted to know. a regular pack that gives you 5 random cards, and a fresh card pack that will give you 5 random cards with a guaranteed chance of getting a fresh card. This is the main way to obtain cards in the game and are given out through the typical reward system like catalogs and gambling.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
I really hope people found this enjoyable, because I did not know if Gamblecore was considered outdated or not. And the Super Mega Fox Life 64 fans of you should know that this was used in a short, because it's just the one that could get the most outreach. You also cannot get duplicates of cards. If you do get a card you already have in a pack, it simply turns into something called a card bid. That's me talking over myself like 3 times over because I thought it would be funny. A different amount is given based on the card's rarity, which they have fun facts, but don't actually matter that much. Fractone, Donkey Kong. Cards give out 1. The reason why I used a Fractone is because every time I have an arrow appear, I wanted it to be something unique, and Fractones are unique. Bit, rare cards give out 5 bits, and fresh cards give out 20 bits. Alright, man, look, I'm trying to talk here. Could you knock it off, please?
Okay, I'm sorry.
That is me, once again, talking. I would just put over a voice filter in the editor. I don't know why. Thought it'd be funny. And also, this image of Schizophrenic is talking. I did, in fact, edit my hat into it. I don't know why I do these things to myself. So what do card bids do? Well, they actually help you collect more cards, the card bid exchange. I made this Dead Fish card from scratch. I got all the parts of the TableTurf cards and I put them all together, and it created this monstrosity. While in this altered state of consciousness, you can spend card bits to create new cards you don't have or upgrade a card's level you already have. I love Fred Crumbs. Upgrading your cards just makes them look cooler, and you can see what level a card is by the amount of stars listed on the card. So anyway, I mentioned way back when that you could play online. You in fact... So, I had left this part blank and kept editing the video, and I was like, I have no idea what I want to put here. So I asked my friend, and he sent me this message. This is Andreas. He sent me this message, and I was like, okay, I'll use that. And I just put the screenshot of him saying this into the video, and I sent it to him. He's like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, that's funny, keep it. Don't change it. So, yeah, here it is. You can play online, but not with those NPCs we saw earlier. No, no, no. That is my favorite NPC that I have found ever. Just 42-cent sloppy. It just does not get better than that, ever. We instead gotta go to the main lobby and select TableTurf. You can only play with friends though, so if you're like me, no problem. A fun thing to note about online is that the points you get after a match aren't at a predetermined value like the NPC fights. Offline you get 100, 115, or 130 points based on the 3 levels, but online it's based on how many spaces you edited that a little better. There's also a win streak present like in Anarchy series. I had no idea what I was going to use for an arrow for, like, the 4th time, so I just thought Mr. Saturn with his nose. And, the sound effect is from Smash Brothers. Image is also from Inkopedia. That's everything special about online. Alright, that covers just about everything in the game concerning TableTurf. I did miss the locker decorations, so I'm just gonna put that here. Yeah, I did completely forget the locker decorations. This was not a bit planned from the beginning. When I was proofreading the script and my friend was proofreading the script, we realized, we never mentioned the locker decorations. So I quickly got all of the locker decorations that I had, put them here. I grabbed the ones that I didn't have from Inkopedia, put them to the side. When I made this image, it destroyed my locker layout again, and I had to remake it for the 2nd time for this video. You get them from leveling up per usual. Okay, now we're done. I hate this emote. Now, I didn't know how to transition from the actual game mode itself to the rest of this video, so I was just like, boom, psych. I got you. I have some cool stuff to share though, so don't worry. Nintendo actually made real-life TableTurf cards that came in game-accurate packs. The first volume came with the May 2023 CoroCoro magazine, and it contained some standard cards. I won't list them because I trust you have some peepers. Here's another Gristlespit gen. This is the realistic one. The second volume that was released had some foil cards with major characters. Finally, a 3rd one was released, based on side order, and it came with some, side order cards. Wow. I actually bought these cards from this exact listing.
because they were the only. This is the only image I could find of all of them spread out like this online, and it was like the only good listing I could find of the side order card. So it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy these because they're cool and I like Splatoon. So, you cannot buy these anymore. I did. I don't have them yet, but I'm sure I'll make like a community post or something when I do get them. Wow. Each volume had the exact same 5 cards, so no gambling here like in-game. This was not in the script whatsoever. The following joke was not in the script. I was editing and I was like, I should do a sequel to the gambling bit, and I did. With the help of one of my friends. He goes by Fernavin. He also made the thumbnail. Go check him out. Let's not go gambling. Okay, just one more time. Fernavin is actually gonna be releasing a video. Made some wafers that came with stickers based off a bunch of cards. This comes from Mecha Japan's website, by the way. The reason why I didn't include the full thing was because you could barely see the little stickers when it was in full view, so I just zoomed it in. And these had 2 waves. Each wave had 32 unique stickers. It's pretty cool they made all this, especially since they haven't even given the 3rd kit's TableTurf card. Quick side note, that listing I showed for the other pack of the TableTurf stickers, wafers, was quite frankly the only listing that I could find online of these things at all, and they're all sold out. So I think they're not even, there's like no second sellers anywhere anymore. Cards. Quite odd, but considering the second kits were just mirrors of the originals, I'm not terribly surprised. Another thing of non-existent note is the complete lack of the mode's presence in Splatnet 3. Nowhere on the app. I'm one of 2 people who uses Splatnet 3 sometimes. Tab. I just check for stages. Though it did get into Splatoon Raiders. That should tell you how long this video has been in development hell, the fact that I could include a segment with Splatoon Raiders, and this was like, what, 2 weeks after launch? So yeah, this comes from the first thing you get from Deep Cut, like their first scroll. Alright, now that is all. It kinda is a shame how little attention this mode gets. I got this footage from when they first added online to TableTurf, and since then I have never seen any of my friends I have on the Switch play this mode. I am so thankful that I had the foresight to clip this, because otherwise I would have had like 0 footage of people playing it without having to look online. It is a pretty decent time waster, yet when it's up against everything Splatoon 3 has to offer, I can kinda understand why it's thrown to the wayside. It may also have to do with the fact that it isn't the most engaging. I can't ever... Boo-womp, I made a 14-minute video about it. Sucks to suck, you know? Play it for more than an hour, and I can guess that is a shared sentiment. I certainly enjoy the time I spend on it. It's just in bursts. I feel like a mobile game would be a good fit for it. So, one of my friends at school, loved to play TableTurf. And anytime we would have free time in our class, they would be like, hey, do you want to play the Splatoon thing? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I think them, me, and then like 3 other people, it's a joke, are the only people who actually was like, I really want to play TableTurf right now. And I just think it's really funny that this person who has never played Splatoon in their entire lives loved TableTurf specifically. But this footage is not them, because we would always play it on our like school laptops. This footage is actually from a different friend at school from my first hour, where we had nothing going on, and this was like my video class, so we had OBS on the computers, and I was like, you know what? I told him, let's play this one Splatoon game online, and I can like record it, and you'll be featured in a video. He's like, cool. As you can see up here, their name is Via Everest. They make music, so look them up on Bandcamp and on Instagram. They make good music. Since it has a pick-up-and-play vibe, just connect your Nintendo account to it and boom, you get access to all the decks, stages, rivals, and there you go. In my opinion, that's where it could reach its true potential.
I still think a mobile app would be really good, but I think it would be a lot better if it was actually put into Splatnet 3 itself, and it would give the NSO app a lot more use. However, I also really like the new feature that they added when the Switch 2 came out of just directly uploading clips onto the Nintendo Switch app that you could download from there. That is a godsend. Thank you so much, Nintendo. Anyway, that's all I have to offer for today. If I missed something, or you found something cool, drop a comment below. I wanted to initially include my Inkling here, but then I realized all of my stills that I've used before have so much artifacting, and it would take an eternity to erase it, and I just want to be done with the video at this point, so boom. Your host, FoxLife64, and I'll see you all again some other time. This is the end of the video. This was the main Inkling, or Octoling Boy amiibo that I have, and I just dressed him up in some clothes and filmed this. I've done these outros before in my Splatoon 2 videos, and I just thought I need a new outro. I want to do this again, and I'm kind of trying to do this thing where I have a different outro for every video, but I haven't decided if I want to fully commit to it or if I want to make a standard intro for everything. We'll see in the future. Just some background info in case anyone cares. Cleo 6, of course, proofread the script. Don't know if they have any online presence, I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's just how they wanted to be credited. Lilac Tie 9, of course, made the deep cut card art joke. Please go support them. They actually have a shop open now. They make art of a lot of stuff, and I think you would like it. This video is specifically chosen because Tri-Stringer is like my least viewed Splatoon video of all time. It only has like, I think 600 views at the time of recording, but then all of my other Splatoon 3 videos that are actually well produced have like at least 1,000, and I really want to boost this video's performance because I really liked it. And then this is just, you know, the best video according to what YouTube thinks you like. I don't know why it chose this stream for me. But yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching this director's commentary. I'm very, very happy with the support that I've gotten on the video. It is probably my fastest growing video that I've ever published at the time of recording. It has hit 4.2 thousand views. That's insane. Last time I checked, it was at 3.9. Thank you guys a lot. Boost the subscriber count, and I hope you guys stay around and watch what else I have to produce. Thanks for watching this 40 or so minute long video about a 14-minute video. It's been a pleasure.